What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Brown House Experience. You are watching P.A.T TV on Can TV. I am your host, D. Brown, and I'm chilling with my beautiful co-host here, Tia Brown. We cannot forget the other half of our team in the back, and Nicole Scott and Trey Brown. They're holding it down on the ones and twos. All right, let's get into our show today. Tia, take it away.
So today we have some special guests in the building from This Is Life. It's a young entrepreneur. His name is Dorian Adams, and we also have his mom, Natalie Manning, in the building today. We also want to recap on our conversation we had last week with the teens. So this was a perfect way to segue into this one. We have an entrepreneur that has been a teen since he was 11. He has been an entrepreneur since he was 11 years old. So this was a great way to transition over from our beautiful panel last week with our team.
Yeah, it was an excellent show.
Yes. And I hope you all liked that video. That was from our Brilliant Brown Beauties last year. They were creating stress balls. That's something that we do with the girls. We help them with their behavior management. So that was something that we created. And you can see Kylie in that video also. She was one of the teens from last week. So we want to transition on over to our guests so that they could tell you all about their great programs, their events that they have coming up. So we want to welcome Mr. Dorian Adams and Miss Natalie Manning to the stage.
Let's give it up for them.
Welcome, you two. Welcome. I'm glad you all could join us today.
I'm glad you could have me.
Thank you, thank you. So we want to start off, Dorian, since you are the brains. No point intended. You are the brains behind the nonprofit organization. Can you tell us where it started, where it came from, where the whole thing came from?
Well, to start off, This Is Life, it all started from like a poem/rap that I created. And from there, I felt like I could take it more further, and I felt like that I could do something with it. So then I told my mother, I was like, I want my own event, because at the time I just really started taking rap serious, and I was going to different events. And I was like, it'd be cool to have my own event. So then from there, I told her, and she took it, and now we're here now, and yeah, that's really it.
That was perfect. That was perfect. So your mom said you started at 11. Where did it come from? Like, were you trying to combat something in the community? What was the idea?
Like I said, it really just started from the rap. Like, I was going over and over and over the rap, and that was like really my first real serious rap. And I'm like, man, I really want to be a rapper. Like, I really want to do something with this.
So are you a positive rapper?
Of course.
Yes, love it, love it. How do you think you've impacted your community so far?
I feel like I show other people that you don't have to be this certain age, or you don't have to live this type of lifestyle in order to get what you want in life. Because I remember I was walking through the neighborhood one day, and a kid, he asked me, like, you not famous yet? And that really got to me, because I didn't really know that people in my community actually remember who I was. And for him to tell me that, I knew that I was doing something right.
That's so perfect. That's perfect. That makes me smile. I love to see. I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher for 15 years, so I love to see young African American kids doing positive things. It's exactly in contrast to what they see and talk about us on the TV. So it's great to see that. That's what we're creating, new lanes here on the Brown House Experience. So what do you think still needs to be done to address the issues that we face now?
What I feel like needs to be done is a more support system. Like me, I have my mother. She's behind me 120%. I feel like if more people my age had the type of support system I had, the type of mother I had, or even just the type of family and friends that I have, I think it would be a great thing to do. That's what we need more.
I like that. Mom, how has it been being a momager?
How has it been?
It can be challenging at times because in your mind you're an adult, so you have high expectations, but you also have to keep in mind you're still dealing with the child, So it can be challenging at times, but it's great.
Well, I love that. What's the best part so far that you've experienced?
I love the fact that I allow Dorian to be creative, and I just try to execute his ideas, So when he comes up with something new, I'm able to execute it and, make it better or enhance it a little bit. Like he'll give me an idea and I was like, okay, we could do this, but we need to tweak it a little bit. So I enhance it or come up with some of my own ideas to make it better. But for pretty much, he's the brains behind everything. And I just pretty much support it as long as it's positive. I'm not supporting any foolishness.
I love it.
He'll tell you. But if it's positive, I'm supporting it 120%.
That's dope.
And that's for all of my children. He's not the only child, but anything that my kids want to do, I'm supporting it 120%, regardless of what it is, as long as it's positive. Because that's what I believe is important, that we have to support our kids.
Yes, and that goes with what one of our teens said last week. That the relationship that, bless you, yes, the relationship that kids have with their parents means a lot, and it kind of sets the tone for what they have in life, the relationships they have in life. So what do you all have coming up? Anything coming up soon?
Well, I just created a new clothing line for myself. It's not really an official name for it right now, so I'm just not gonna say it's automatically a name. But the shirt, it says "Merch You from Chicago." For some people who doesn't understand, for older people, when somebody would be on my kids or something, or on my son or something, merch mean basically put it on something. And basically, what I use this for is to basically give back to the youth and have something that the youth, specifically from Chicago, because this is Chicago slang, something that people can relate to, and when they go out of town or something, and you can be able to recognize somebody, because when you read that shirt and you from Chicago, you automatically understand what it means. So you'll be like, dang, you from Chicago too? So that's what I really wanted to do, connect more Chicago people together.
Young entrepreneur. I love it. I love it. We're getting a thumbs up from the back. That sounded real good. Well, it shows that his mom is doing a great job. Good job, Mom.
Yes.
Because it shows in our kids. He is very articulate. He knows what he wants, and he's able to tell us right here on today's show. So we do have something else coming up that it's really big. What do you all have coming up that's really big?
So we're working on our 6th annual Youth Concert and Resource Expo event that will be held March 23rd, 2019. The location right now is to be announced because I'm still looking for a new location. The first year we had at the Charles Hayes Center, second year the Harold Washington Cultural Center, and the last 3 years it's been at the Salvation Army on 63rd Street in the Inglewood community. So I'm currently looking for another location. And then also I'm backtracking a little bit. Our Breakfast with Santa is scheduled for December 23rd, where we allow the kids to have breakfast with Santa, and we also give them a Christmas gift. So those are the 2 upcoming events that we have coming up.
And with the event that's coming up in March, how can they reach you all? Do you all allow kids to be involved in it? How does that work?
Our youth concert is really, everything is ran by the youth. This year, everything was ran by the youth, and from going forward, everything is going to be ran by the youth. The DJ was you, the host, you, talents, you. Well, you don't even have to be from Chicago, really just youth. Like I said, I really just want to unify the youth together. That's really the main purpose of This Is Life, to unify the youth.
I love it, Dorian. We do have a caller. Someone has called in to speak with us. Caller, we can hear you.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. My name is Jason Gibson. I'm calling in to say, first off, to talk to the young fella, I just want to commend you for doing the positive things that you do in your community. I want to say we need more like you. Just to watch the show to see the fact that we got youth in Chicago with the right mindset to make the right steps to better their environment, to better their community. It's a breath of fresh air for people like me and people that's aspiring leaders to be in the future. And I just want to appreciate you and tell you, young man, to keep doing what you're doing, to keep being great and aspire to be greater than what you are, and allow people to cultivate you, but at the same time, you be that leader and walk the path and allow that God got you and destined for you. You know what I mean? I'm just proud to have one of these young guys to have the platform like Can TV and P.A.T TV to give this guy the platform to express himself, to express the things that he do for his people. And I'm glad that we have a audience and a community of people that's listening in, that's taking notice, and hopefully they are changing the thought and be able to change the world. So I just commend you, and I just like to give a kudos to you and make that call out this busy day I got, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you.
No problem.
that.
And that's my
Appreciate y'all.
brother-in-law. Hey, Gib.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right, how you doing?
And I can't wait to see this AK Coaches Corner. I'm pumped up and hyped over here on this West Coast. I'm calling in from Las Vegas. I got people calling in, so hey, listen, man, we just happy AK and Brown House is doing everything right, and kudos to y'all too. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Gib.
Thank you so much.
Love you, bro.
Love.
So we had, and he's actually an entrepreneur. He is one of the founders of Athletic Connection.
Okay.
So we, and he is calling in from Vegas because he just recently moved to Vegas. So now we are moving in. We want to thank you all for coming on, joining us. Oh, first, how can they reach you?
You can find me on Instagram at thereald.a. That's TheReald.a. And you can also find me on Facebook and YouTube at the same thereald.a. And also SoundCloud.
And for This Is Life, you can find us on Instagram at This Is Life Shy on Instagram. And on Facebook, you can also find us on This Is Life nonprofit organization as well.
Okay, and we have a special performance. Dorian is going to perform his song, The Business. Give me 1 second. Let me put it in.
No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it.
And again, this is, Dorian. I'll come back to the UCam so you can see us. I'm trying to find his song and we're having some technical difficulties. Dorian, I know this is going to be hard to ask, but do you think you could do it without the lyrics? Wait, let me see. Or without the music, but let me see. I have it. Yes, I do. See, look at God. Yes, we have the music. Sorry for the delay, everybody. Thank you for being patient with us.
No, the business never finished. Oh yeah, and also,
jumping like
working out. It don't matter what age you are. If you feel like you want to be a part of your community, reach out to This Is Life Shy, and we will help you get connected.
Great segue. And here is The Business. I'm going to scoot over to give you the stage.
So do I stand? Or?
No, just
jumping like 2, 3, jumping like 2.
Yeah, man, it's real No, the business never finished. Hey, that's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. Hey, that's why I go and get it. Huh? No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. Hey, don't make the wrong prediction like a weatherman. I'm fired in a pelican. My name is always relevant. Yeah, I'm so intelligent. I'm in run for president. Try to chill like gelatin. Haters so irrelevant. I ain't talking trains, but they want me on their track. I might make the beat shit or eat it up like match. Make your whole face change like the haters I went back. Somebody call up for a beat. Hold on, I'll be right back. Got 2 ears and 1 mouth, so I just listen. Always keep my distance, not really with the friction. Really on the mission, gotta go and get it. They made up my decision like it's Christmas, I'm gifted. Started from nothing, you can say I started back. Use a recorder on computer, no, I ain't really cut. I done came a long way, now I'm really everywhere. I got a show over here, I got a show over there, huh? No, the business never finished, ayy. That's why I go and get it, huh? No, the business never finished. What? That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. Can't be labeled as a wannabe, cause I ain't what I wanna be. These haters wanna stop me, but you know they can't get under me. I'm making noise like thunder rings, serving smell like onion rings, feeling like a biker cause the way that I be studying. See, snapping like a gator on my grabbing like a skater. I'm up next like a neighbor, staying boy just like the lady. Stacking paper like some ladies. True is second nature. No, the sky is not the limit. That's why I'm a skyscraper, huh? No, the business never finished. Hey, that's why I go and get it, huh? No, the business never finished. Hey, that's why I go and get it, huh? No, the business never finished. What? That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. That's why I go and get it. No, the business never finished. Let's get it.
Thank you, Dorian. Thank you. That was the best performance, and you handled it in the chair.
Yes.
In the chair. So that's dope all in itself. Again, we want to thank you and your mom for coming on. We will be supporting all of your events. Please let us know about everything because we would love to come and support you all and put it on our page and blast you all and all of that stuff. So again, thank you all for coming. And I hope you all will keep in touch and join us, and hopefully you can come back for our youth takeover.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we're going to transition over to our AK corner, and we have Donnell Brown from Athletic Connection.
All right, guys, now it's time, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our Athletic Connection Corner. And our AK Corner is where we like to hang out and discuss what's going on in our community athletically. We have a variety of things today for you guys, so go ahead and sit back and enjoy. All right, our first video is our Athlete of the Week.
You are now watching the AK Corner. Athlete Jalen Madison has been dominant all season. Coming in at 5'6" and weighing 136 pounds, this little guy packs a mean punch. The 7th grader out of Irvin Middle School has thrown for 312 yards and rushed for 713, totaling over 1,000 all-purpose yards through the first 7 games of the season. He has also thrown for 4 TDs and rushed for 9 more while recording 53 tackles and 3 sacks on the defensive side of the ball. His Proviso Township Bills 12U team is 7-1 in the season and just won their first round playoff game by a score of 40-6. Come check them out this weekend as they take on Hyde Park for the AYF Chicago Championship. The time is to be determined. Check our website for more info.
All right, that was our Youth Athlete of the Week in Jalen Madison. If you want to check out the game from the Proviso Township Bills this weekend, check back on our website or our Facebook pages at www.thebrownhouseexperience.com and www.athleticconnection.com, connection with a K. All right, so we wrapped up our regular season football high school season last week and headed into the playoffs. We do have some hits of the week that we want to show you guys in the wrap up of our season. With our plays of the week, we had a request for some defensive plays. We had a lot of offensive plays, so we're going to get into those defensive big hits of the week right now.
Let's look at the Athletic Connection Corner hits of the week. First, we have linebacker Avante McClinton out of Curie, who refuses to give up an inch at the line of scrimmage. Let's go ahead and rewind it so you can get a good look. Next up, we have defensive end Reggie Young out of Chicago Hope, who lays the smackdown on the running back off the edge. Bring the pain, big fella. But linebacker Marcus Griffin won't be outdone as he brings the pain and hit him with the woo-wop, the bam. That was something vicious right there. And rounding it off is defensive end Patrick Ross as he takes out two guys at the same time. First the blocker, then the ball carrier. Let's watch that again. And those are your Athletic Connection Corner hits of the week.
So those were your hits of the week, ladies and gentlemen. If you want your videos shown, all you have to do is inbox us. We have a lot of talent all over the city. So with that being said, we want to get into our round 2 playoff scores. We had a lot of teams from the Chicagoland enter the IHSA playoffs last week, and we wanted to highlight those teams. 8 of those teams moved on to the second round, and we're going to cover those scores right now. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and zoom in and see that our first game is in Class 1A, number 5 or number 5 seeded Orr defeated Leroy 42-6, and they will go against number 4 seeded Lena Winslow this weekend. In 2A action, we have number 8 Hope Academy knocking off Knoxville, pun intended, 38-16, and they will face the number 1 defending state champs Gibson City Melvin Sibley this weekend. Also in 2A, the number 11 seed, Chicago Christian, defeated Collins 41-12, and they will face number 3 Eastland Pearl City. In 4A action, you have Urban Prep Bronzeville defeating St. Edwards by a score of 24-14, and they will have a matchup this weekend versus number 5 seeded Marengo. In 5A action, number 10 Gwendolyn Brooks defeated Hyde Park 38-30, and they will go against number 2 Sterling. In 6A action, the unprecedented number 4 seeded Phillips defeated the Lake Forest by a score of 30-24, and they will face the defending state champs in Prairie Ridge. 7A, number 1 Simeon defeated Lincoln Way West. They defeated the team that they played 46-0, and they will go against number 17 Lincoln Way West next week. And in 8A action, number 16 Oak Park defeated New Trier by a score of 34-16, and they will take on number 1 seeded Brother Rice. All right, those were your playoff scores for the first round. Now, Athletic Connection Corner is not just about football. It's a great transition that we wanted to start today. Basketball season is upon us, and we wanted to show an Athletic Connection lady that trains with us in the off season. She is having a crazy year right now out of 3 games. So we're going to get into our video so we can take it away.
The Tritons women's basketball team is on the rise this year, and redshirt sophomore Detasia Allman is a huge reason why. She's bringing in 15 points a game, grabbing 6 rebounds, dishing out 4 assists, and ripping them up for 2 steals. Let's check out some of her highlights throughout 3 games of the season. Jump shot, check. Get out, check. Grab the rebound, dribble. She's going coast to coast, ladies and gentlemen. Finish, crossover with the left. Crossover, finish, scoop with the right. Again, this is why she has 2 steals a game and finishes in the open floor. Jumper, check. Bopper, check. Curry status, check.
And that wraps up our Athletic Connection Corner for this week.
The
Make
Tritons
sure
women's
that you
basketball
check back next week at the same time for more athletic info and events.
All right, so I'm Nicole. Hi, everyone. And today we're going to talk about a very good, a king that I think that everyone should know about, and we're going to bring you information that's relevant to our community in the Knowledge Corner. So, take it away, Tia. The Brown House Experience, P.A.T. TV presents Mansa Musa. King Mansa Musa, Emperor Moses, was an important Malian king ruling from 1312 to 1337 and expanding the Mali influence over the Niger city states of Timbuktu, Gayo, and Dien. Musa ruled the Mali Empire and was estimated to have been worth the equivalent of over 400 billion in today's currency, which makes him the richest man to ever walk this earth. The emperor was a master businessman and economist and gained his wealth through Mali's supply of gold, salt, and ivory, the main commodities for most of the world during that time. Musa maintained a huge army that kept peace and policed the trade routes for his businesses. His armies pushed the borders of Mali from the Atlantic coast in the west, beyond the cities of Timbuktu and Gayo in the east, and from the salt mines of Tagaza in the north to the gold mines of Wangar in the south. Musa was also a major influence on the University of Timbuktu, the world's first university and major learning institution of not just Africa, but all of the world. Timbuktu became the meeting place of poets, scholars, and artists of Africa and the Middle East. Even after Mali declined, Timbuktu remained the major learning center of Africa for many years to come. Thank you guys. This is Nicole Scott, and that was my Knowledge Corner.
And thank you, Nicole. Did you all know anything about Mansa Musa? I found out about him when I read what Nicole found and what she knew. She knew all of this already. So with the Knowledge Corner, we try to educate you all on many different ranges of topics, from our history to current events to everything that we could possibly cover that we think needs to be addressed in our communities. Yes. So, of course, Mansa Musa, which was the richest man
ever to walk the face of the earth, and he was a brother. So who knew? Who knew?
Well, thank you again. Next week we will have a guest Readers Ignite will come in. Which they actually have a Book Above, which is a bookstore in, I want to say, Elmhurst, and she's coming in to talk to us about literacy. So next week will be just as good of a show as today. We want to thank again This Is Life, Dorian Adams and Natalie Manning for joining us in the studio today. And you can find more information about them at This Is Life nonprofit organization on Facebook. And Dorian, what's your personal Facebook?
The Real DA.
The Real DA. So find them on Facebook and on Instagram. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you all next week.
Thank you.
Peace.